What's going down, Avengers? Today, we're looking at a brand new patch. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that are going to come with fixes for highlights just of the patch notes for Kate Bishop, and we'll be seeing some known issues that are slimming down at the very end of the list. My name is Mac with the MacGyver7 channel. Today, 1.20 goes live alongside the console drop with PC. On top of that, we have the 14.1 variant for patch notes. So let's go ahead and hop into it and see what Square Enix has changed today. Stadia, just like last week, is to be announced. They probably will tweet that going out. Some of the minor artifacts that have been introduced inside of the two I.O. 8s and the two North stones to keep you warm during those winter nights. On top of that, for as far as the new ISOs have changed inside of dropping the drop zones, while all of the new minor artifacts have changed in dropping the DNA chests. For the first completion inside of the super adaptoid fights, those will be something that will be something sprinkled across, so definitely take advantage of those events as they kind of come live. On top of that, to get more of the finite overlay of what's going on for the Cosmic Infused ISO 8s, the new Reactive Supernova perk, which caused an explosion upon taking damage. The ISO 8s come into the Cosmic Infinity on top of the new Reactive Cosmic Surge, the perks which give the Cosmic buff upon taking damage. Northstone comes into the Wasteland for the new Lethal Cosmic Surge, which gives the Cosmic buff upon killing an enemy. As we scroll down to see that the Cosmic portions of that nullification will come down to the new Vital Cosmic Aurora and Cosmic Protection perks, which will give a cosmic buff in reviving allies and granting passive cosmic resistance buffs. This is going to be something that's retrospectively awesome. As we come past that reliability and come into the situation of Kate Bishop, and the harms room now can be replayed. Fixed an issue with the little hits where during the Volt sequence the activation panel would become inaccessible. The elevator now functions correctly after the portion of checkpoint reloads. Also, on top of the issues where the war table did not open if players closed the objects menu before completing the track mission tutorial. Enemies now spawn correctly during the second object for the secrets within. Improve the stability upon entering the chamber after the Warbot battle and the family reunion. Also, on top of that, the fixed issues where players could fall out of the world when accessing Kate Bishop on the helicarrier. That is one hell of a drop. Moving on past that to a to be continued, which is the text prompt that now basically displays correctly from what they're saying, concluding that take aim will now finally not be an issue that you will miss. On top of that, for as far as at the end of the mask, the second unmoving of Kate's just no longer appears inside of the stands inside of the middle of the room. So a lot of Kate Bishop hiccups as we kind of push back for as far as the multiplayer and matchmaking, and we get down to art and animation and UI, which should be a little bit more fun to digest, as we see the fixed issues where the players were the soft lock and the Quinjet, where the selectable missions require Kate to be a companion, where the host did not have Kate unlocked. Those were the issues were now kind of a little bit more rectified. As we can see, the matchmaking no longer breaks on some occasions for the Hive missions. As we scroll down to see that the arts and animations where Kate and the Modular, for as far as the interaction in Thor's room now has audio and increased volume for as far as the music during the gets a fight. Kate's arrows now display properly on multiple costumes, and the rare issue where her arm would not visibly become cinematic inside of Circumstance of Zeros completing the mask. So I mean, like, the substations, hopefully they are like being fixed, because I do see that a lot inside of the I guess the patch notes from time to time. It's been actually a really hot mess for them, seems like. But moving on past that, as we gain an arm to bear information, we can see that the fixed issues of Captain America, which was missing the facial texture during the cinematics of the substation yet again, on top of the completing of the Young Avenger. Now UI comes into place. Fixed rare issues for the incorrect Kate icon would be visible on the HUD, and then the overcharge selected for as far as Kate's tutorial now mentioned the overcharge is lost when taking any damage. Various text and subtitle fixes as before we go in smashing into the combat, which comes down to a portion of Kate yet again. In fact, it's pretty much Kate, a majority of them, as we see that it no longer turns purple mist after the quantum blitz in midair after getting interrupted. Kate can no longer enter an unintended fight mode, so she's not going to take flight when she doesn't need to. On top of the situation of it fixed an issue where she and her exploding arrows would not having the trajectory path which was needed, and the private eye and the enemies now spawning correctly after the players reloading the checkpoints in the elevator. Fixed an issue where the anchor points where Kate and the warp arrow could be used to reach the time bridge room before it was supposed to be accessed. On top of that, the tachyon rift, along came a spider, and the enemies that can no longer be knocked out of the world. I'm looking at the situations for as far as the fixed issues were Kate and her triple threat coming to the takedown portion that could be used before it was unlocked. As we go down before we go into the gears and challenges, there's two more that we can look at for the audio fixes, which we're looking towards Kate's abilities and the minor audio improvements for the Hulk Buster during combat. Now looking at what comes down to gears, challenges, and rewards, the new minor artifact mentioned in the new feature section, looking at the major hive now properly rewarding exotic gear for Kate, and the capacitor dump challenge now has the increments correctly when attacking the dreaded bots with lasers. And also remember, Captain America bounced those lasers. It was like a real quick fix that they didn't really talk about. Now the known issues as it comes down as we finish this tail end of this patch note is known issues and workarounds. We like to think that there are a lot, but there's actually not that many that they're putting out. The new normal missions, upon reaching a point where Miss Marvel must jump across and looking at the rooftop from that glitching camera that would come at a point. The workaround is please reload the checkpoint, refrain from utilizing the ledge grab or grabbing swing promptly to do so. So that is pretty much it, everyone. As we come down to the very tail end of that patch notes, thanks for all your really cool time spent here on my channel. You can always like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely free, helps me out as a creator. And if you do today, who knows, maybe Square Enix will just send over some really cool Captain America cosplay. I would totally do that for a patch note. That'd be amazing. Get the shield, come on Square, I know you got some swag, send it my way, and then I'll like stream about it, and then people will be like, oh, that's so cool. But anyways, everyone, guess you have to subscribe to find out. But I'll see you guys and gals in the near future, and stay safe, happy holidays, all that fun stuff, and later.